Hello, I'm Luke, and welcome to another episode of the Vision to Victory podcast, where we discuss practical ways to turn your dreams into reality. Over the last few weeks, we've talked about seeing clearly and having intellectual courage. And really the heart of those last few weeks is that we would really have the courage to learn to be objective and to challenge the status quo, whether it's the status quo in our own life, our own beliefs, things that we've accepted, but have not scrutinized and maybe have held us back, or it could be the status quo in our community or culture, whatever it is. We want to see things as they are, not as they are perhaps portrayed to us or maybe skewed by our own lens, but we want to see things as they are so that we can navigate the world, navigate relationships, navigate our own beliefs in our own lives in a way that's effective and purposeful. And a really kind of obvious starting point is being able to see things as they are so you can address them as they are. And with that as the backdrop, I'm really excited to talk about this topic today because it's so near and dear to my heart. And it's more of a challenge, and it's to take the road less traveled. Take the road less traveled. And I want to unpack some components of what this looks like. What does it actually mean to take the road less traveled, to do things differently? What does that mean, and why do we want it? Well, I just want to jump in here, and I'll go through just a few things that I believe are hallmarks of people who do this. And the first is you need to anchor your life. You need to anchor your life in faith, in deep relationships, healthy habits, purpose, play. These are some of the, by the way, very well studied contributing factors to having a rich, purposeful, and joy-filled life. And, I'll start with faith. And this is something that I anticipate I would do an entire episode on at some point. But for now, let me just say this. No matter where you're at, no matter what you believe, dig into what you believe, scrutinize it, shoot holes in it, and then take the doubts that you have and pursue answers. I know so many people, and I have been there for much of my own life, where I had either beliefs that were handed down to me, which, by the way, is not a bad thing, but until it's yours and you could substantiate it yourself, then it really doesn't carry any weight at all. And many people, and again, I've been here in my own life, are afraid of, like, let's say you have some long held beliefs and you maybe have centered much of your life around them, in maybe ways that and maybe some that you don't know. But whatever the case, people often are fearful of questioning their own beliefs. That fear could be because maybe they won't hold up, their beliefs won't hold up to scrutiny, or maybe they think that it makes them unfaithful to their beliefs in some way, shape, or form. And I would wholeheartedly challenge that thinking. I think that the only path to any kind of meaningful faith is on the other side of doubts, and moving through doubts and moving through questions and pursuing answers and truth. If something doesn't make sense, try to find a way to make sense of it. And again, I think there's a whole episode there, but I would just say this: no matter what it is that you believe or where you're at, pursue it and substantiate your own beliefs so that our lives, again, this is kind of one of a handful of things: faith, deep relationships, healthy habits, purpose, play, that lead to an anchored life, a feeling of rootedness where we don't feel kind of tossed about, if you will. And again, kind of a really common theme that I see in people and culture today is this kind of whatever's trendy or whatever is, goes viral, or whatever somebody can say as an opinion that maybe resonates with somebody else who has a similar opinion. But at the end of the day, if you put it under a microscope, it holds no weight at all because it can't be substantiated. And so don't be that kind of person. Anchor your life in, again, some sort of faith belief system. And I believe that if you pursue truth, that, you will find it. You will find it. And I also believe that truth speaks for itself and can be justified and substantiated. So all that to say, pursue truth as relates to faith, and then deep relationships. Life lacks meaning without connection. There are so many examples of this, but I'll just state the obvious. If you've ever had a win in life, let's say, an accomplishment or whatever it is, if you experience that without meaningful connections, like it's just you experiencing it, I mean, it's empty. It's empty, or whatever, positive feeling you might get from it is gone as fast as it comes. And connection is what gives our life substance and meaning and purpose and joy. And so when it comes to deep relationships, quality over quantity, always. And so pursue relationships that are meaningful. And if you have meaningful relationships in your life, cultivate them, take care of them. And then healthy habits, again, take care of your mind. Take care of your body. We only get this one body that we're given, and it's it's important to take care. It impacts every single area of our life. And so, the food that we eat, the activities that we take part in, it all matters. And I don't mean that in any kind of, go exercise, kind of like surface level way. It really matters for the quality of your life. It matters to be healthy. It matters to take care of yourself physically, and it matters to take care of your mental health. And again, I don't mean that in the cliche way that it's thrown around all the time today. I mean that in the sense of feed your mind with good things. I talk so much about this, and I'm very passionate about it. Read books that are inspiring and from people that have gone through hard things and come out on the other side with a sense of purpose. Watch things that inspire you, listen to things that make you want to do better, and just those healthy habits, all those things that feed our mind, feed our body, feed our spirit. Choose healthy. And then again, purpose and play. We all need some sort of purpose. And I believe that purpose is directly tied to something outside of ourselves. So when I say choose purpose, I mean choose something that has an impact outside of your own sphere, or outside of your own self-interest. And then play. Play is so important. Life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to have joy and play and fun. So choose things that give you those opportunities. And again, much like everything else, play is much better as a shared experience, right? Like it's fun if you're doing it with people that you care about. And so find ways to do that. So again, the road less traveled starts with anchoring your life. The second piece here is be different. Man, I wish it didn't take me so long to learn this one. Be different. Don't waste your time trying to fit in. Don't waste your time trying to fit in with culture, with, some sort of box that you think that society wants to put you, whatever it is. Don't waste your time trying to fit in. You are uniquely you, and the best life you can possibly have is being the best version of you, not the you who's trying to measure up for somebody else, not the you who is trying to fit in with a friend group, not any of that. You, who you're made to be, all the unique things that make you you. When you lean into that, develop them, develop your skills and invest in yourself and your interests and invest in becoming the best version of you, not again somebody else's version of you, or not the you that you maybe think you ought to be, but who you really are. And spend your time and energy there, not trying to fit in. Be different. And I would say, sometimes this is hard to do, meaning not to be different, but maybe the obvious question is, well, how do I find out who I really am and who I want to be? And honestly, one of the biggest obstacles to this for most people today, I believe, is the distractions. We live in a world that is full of noise and full of distractions, full of things vying for our attention. And if you want to figure out who you are, who you're meant to be, who you are uniquely wired to be, you have to get rid of the noise. You have to create space. And some of the kind of practical ways you can do that are get outside. Spend time in quiet reflection. Leave your phone alone. Read, listen, again, watch things that inspire you. And then when you read, listen, and watch those things that inspire you, ask yourself, what is it about this that is calling to something in me that, elicits this feeling of wanting to do more with life? What is it about this that is stirring that in me? And then pursue more of that. Get more of that stuff in your space so that you are more inspired, and then whatever it is that is inspiring you, pursue other ways to integrate that into your life. Again, be different. I will say, once I learned, and this is a process, perhaps a lifelong process, but once I learned to stop trying to be somebody for anybody else and to stop trying to fit in and to stop trying to measure up to some made up standard, I'll tell you what, every single thing in my life got better. My relationships got better. My, work got better. I found purpose and joy in my life. And, you just realize that trying to fit in is the results you get from that are exactly the opposite of what you're trying to get. And so if you want connection, if you want meaning, if you want purpose, be different. And different looks like you being you. Number 3, take easy out of the equation. If you want to take the road less traveled, do challenging things. And I've talked a lot about this too. Again, near and dear to my heart. Everything worthwhile in life is on the other side of challenge, on the other side of challenging things. Choosing easy will always leave you unsatisfied. It'll leave you depressed. And ultimately, it'll make your life more difficult, not less difficult. Let me just give a couple really obvious examples. It's easy to not exercise. It's easy to sit on the couch and eat junk food. It's very difficult to be obese and really unhealthy, and you'll have a whole bunch of problems if you do that. So while it might feel like you're choosing easy, you're choosing much more difficult down the road. Whereas if you choose challenging, if you choose some discipline to exercise, then yes, you will have the challenge of, fighting against yourself, maybe when you don't feel like it, but you do it anyway. But then you're healthy and you've got a meaningful, life that you can pursue because you are physically and mentally capable. So one of, infinity examples of how choosing easy doesn't lead anywhere meaningful. Choose to do the work, choose to do the challenging things. In the words of Denzel Washington, hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And I don't mean this, again, kind of in the hustle culture, grind it out kind of way. I simply mean, don't be afraid of what's between you and where you want to be. If what's between you and your goal of, I'm making this up, starting a business is, I need to learn this, I need to do that, maybe I need to go to school, whatever it is. So many people don't realize their goals because they stop short because there's all this stuff between here and there that makes it difficult. Choose difficult. Choose difficult. I promise you it's way better than the regret of staying stuck and choosing easy. Again, kind of with the example of exercise, you can sit on the, couch of your own life, so to speak, and then you'll have the life that reflects that, a life lacking meaning, lacking purpose. Don't let easy be a factor. Working hard is difficult, but guess what? Being broke is more difficult. Scrolling on your phone is easy, but it'll leave you feeling really empty. So take easy out of the equation. Instead, figure out what you want, figure out what gives you purpose, figure out what inspires you, choose some goals, and no matter what it takes, no matter what is between you and that goal that you have, that dream that you have the courage, have the strength to walk out, no matter what. Guess what, by the way, let me spoil a surprise for you. You will fail along the way. I promise you will fall down. You'll make mistakes. I have failed way more times than I have succeeded, but I think most of the people that know me would tell you that, my life appears in many ways to be a success. That's not because I'm some super successful person. It's just because I don't quit. I don't quit. And so take heart. If you've failed, if you've messed up, if you've, made more mistakes than you can count, join the club. Take easy out of the equation. Keep going. Keep pursuing. The ones who succeed at anything in life are not the ones who don't fail. They're the ones who fail and keep going. So keep going. So again, we got anchor your life. Be different. Take easy out of the equation. This next one's a big one. And I think this is where many of us struggle, and it's so important, and it'll free you from so many things in your life. Let go. Let go. Let go of those things that hold you back. Let go of the things that foster depression, anxiety, loneliness. Let go of the thoughts, the habits, the people, the places, the things that you tolerate but don't align with who you want to be. We all have had these things at different times in our life. Maybe you have some right now. Let go. Let go. I know it can be scary if something, or, it could be any number of things, whether it's habits or, ways of thinking, or people in your lives, or places that you go, or, a substance, whatever it is. It can feel so terrifying to let go because we don't know who we are without those things. I hope you just take a deep breath and just know that you can let go and that there's freedom on the other side of that. Let go of people's opinions. Let go of the voices in your own head that tell you all the reasons you can't or you won't. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too this. I'm too that. Let go of your past. Let go of your grudges. Let go of your judgments. All of it. All of the noise. Do me a favor and picture this for a second. You're standing in the middle of a road and There's nothing around. There's no one around. And as far as you can see the road stretching out in front of you. And on the sides of the road, there's nothing but landscape, beautiful landscape. And you see the road out touching the horizon. That is your life starting today. What happens is that we look to the side, we look to the left, we look to the right, we look to the past behind us, all the things, and we get distracted instead of just letting go of the noise, letting go of all of the things that distract us, keep us stuck. And we could, if we would just let go, walk the road in front of us, whatever that looks like for you. And if you don't have clarity on that, that's okay too. The starting point is to let go of all of those things, the noise, all the things that hold us back. Again, habits, people, thoughts, whatever it is in your life that keeps you stuck, have the courage to let go. I hope this inspires somebody, and I hope that it lights a fire a little bit. Take the road less traveled. We only get this one life here on this planet. We might as well make it worth something, and we might as well not do it for somebody else. Meaning, like, we want to try and be somebody else. We want to try to live up to someone else's standard or some made up standard that we put on ourselves or any of that. Life is too short. Take the road less traveled, anchor your life, be different, take easy out of the equation, let go of all those things that aren't serving you. I promise you'll find meaning, you'll find purpose, you'll find truth, and a better life. Super excited to talk next week about the next step in this road less traveled, which is embracing the adventure of your life. I hope this was helpful for somebody. Please like, share, subscribe. Talk to you next week.